Hello YouTubers, and welcome back to Go Figure Customs YouTube channel. Well, it is almost the end of 2023. I don't know where this year went. They seem to be going faster every year, and didn't get a lot of content created for the channel this year, mostly due to a new job. Did get a few episodes of General Geekery out. Plus, I only have so many tricks up my sleeve to show you on the customizing aspect of the show. Although that being said, I do have several things coming up on this YouTube channel before the end of the year. Every year I do a review of the customs that I've made throughout the year. I didn't make as many as I did last year. I made a lot last year. I made like over 80 customs last year. I did not hit that number this year, but I did that was kind of a trade-off with the fact that I started making my own custom boxes for boxed sets, and ended up doing a box for my SEAL Team set, a box for my Predator, a Ghostbuster box, and my Sons of Anarchy box is in the mail. And I'm working on the graphic art for my A-Team box since I finished my A-Team figures. The other thing that I started doing last year was a top 10 acquisitions of the year, thanks to my buddy, it's Chad, who also has a YouTube channel. And this year, it's not going to just be me. We're going to do it, JD and I are going to do it as an episode of General Geekery. So we'll each be picking our top 10 acquisitions for the year and talking about it. And probably throwing in a couple honorable mentions because there was a lot of cool stuff that came out this year. And on that note, obviously, what we're here for today is the unboxing of possibly one of those things that will make the list. I haven't decided yet. And that is the Transformers Soundwave Thunder Machine crossover set. This is my first Thunder Machine. I never had a Thunder Machine as a kid, and of course I'm a huge fan of all of the G.I. Joe Transformer crossover sets. I've only missed one, and I seriously regret that one. It's the one with the cassettes and the Ninja Force Scarlet. And this comes on the heels of the two previous sets, but it's actually been a while since those sets came out, because I was checking to see if the Awe Striker was going to be on this year's list, but it turns out it was on last year's list. Of course, the first one being the actual transforming ones. The first one being the Megatron Hiss, which admittedly the transforming part was kind of lacking, and it was kind of goofy in the robot mode, but I still really like the premise. I still really like that set. And then the second one, of course, was the Awe Striker Bumblebee. Again, kind of a weird choice on character. I think everybody thought Beachcomber would have been a better choice for that, but if you look at the the characterization of Beachcomber, he's kind of like a pacifist and doesn't believe in weapons, so an Awe Striker's not probably the right choice for that. And then who else are you gonna go with? Because all the other, Hound maybe, I don't know. I think Hound worked better as a vamp from the San Diego Comic-Con set, even though it didn't transform. Anyway, however, all that aside, that was a fantastic toy. I absolutely love that set. Absolutely love it. Talked to JD into getting it the other day when it was on sale for like $45. So, as always, when I review things, three things I always review is the packaging, the playability, and the customizability. So the packaging, I love. They totally went all out on the packaging once again. So you've got the art on the back, or the pictures on the back of the Thunder Machine, and then in the robot mode, and it comes with Zartan and Zarana. That's gonna be my first nitpick, is I'd have paid an extra 20 bucks to have them throw in a Xandar, or an extra 40 bucks to have them throw in a Xandar and a Thrasher, and really just kind of make this a deluxe set with those 3 or 4 figures. So that's kind of my only nitpick so far. So let's take a look at this. Top, some art there, bottom, side. So I like how it's like the Transformers style, like grid on one half of the box, and then on the other half of the box it's the G.I. Joe style art. I think that's an awesome idea. It's sealed with little stickers on the tops and backs. Ooh, and it has a little hologram sticker right there. Just noticed that. Oops. There we go. Which is a QR code as well. So it slides open like the other 2 sets do. I am saving that packaging. I am not throwing that packaging away. So this is 2024 on the box. I'm guessing they weren't expecting to get this out until next year. So fantastic and good on them for getting it out. It does not look like there's any tape sealing the inner box. And there is the inside. So it comes with Soundwave, Ravage, Zarana, and Zartan, and then of course the accessories. It's held in there by little rubber bands, so let's cut those out. One more here. All right. Robot mode's not bad. I like that. I think it's a good representation of Soundwave, and definitely not as clunky as the Megatron was, and maybe even looks a little nicer than the Bumblebee. The plastic is slightly harder than the... Ooh, it's spring-loaded. That's cool. Or is it? Hard to tell. No, maybe not. All right. The plastic is a little harder than the Bumblebee was. I think a lot of people complained that the Bumblebee felt that the softer plastic in the Bumblebee felt cheap. This is slightly harder than that. I was not one of those people that complained about it, because that softer plastic, I've said the softer plastic should age well. I'm not 100% on that. After I got the Python Patrol classified bat, and the backpack broke. One of the pegs that holds one of the arm accessories broke. So I might be wrong on that. I sure hope not. 30 years down the road, I'm hoping these toys will still be in decent condition for the fans that still have them in their collection, that they won't be as brittle as the real American Hero figures are right now. That there won't be a lot of busted thumbs and crotches and stuff. Anyway, this looks fantastic. The robot mode looks great. I'm going to pull the rest of this stuff out real quick here. Let's set him down. And then I'm going to pause it and read the instructions so I know how to transform him. I don't know that I'll do the transforming on the video, because there are no doubt endless videos on YouTube on this already. So, of course, I appreciate you watching this one. I think his engine is, I was gonna say his engine might also be his gun, which is kind of cool. And then get my gun, and I didn't really set up a space to set everything out. Ravage. Instructions. Safety disclaimer. And then the figures are carded again. They look like new molds, which is pretty cool. I doubt that the Zartan changes colors. I haven't seen anybody say anything. I got the sunlight coming in, so the card back is a little, maybe a little better than the retro cards that were coming out that the classified figures are coming out on at Walmart, but not particularly well. And it doesn't have the white border on it. As I do my own custom cards, I try and get my cards to look as close to the A Real American Hero cards as I can. So that is like a glaring, I mean, it's, in the big scheme of things, it's not going to make a difference because I'm going to take them off the cards and the cards are going to stay in the box and that's going to be the end of it. But as like a half-assed graphic artist, yeah, it bothers me a little bit. The Zartan does come with a face mask. The face mask that fits in his hood and in his backpack, and a good representation of his pistol that he came with. And the Zorana comes with a backpack and her little weed whacker. The Zorana is actually, I'm actually surprised. I'm impressed with the head sculpt and the paint job on it. I really like it. I think they did a really good job of updating the A Real American Hero, the Real American Hero Zorana figure. Let's see here. Not the biggest Dreadnought fan, I will admit, but and that's probably why I didn't have the Thunder Machine as a kid. Is I just wasn't. I liked Zartan and his siblings, but I was never really a big fan of the Dreadnoughts. I only had a couple when I was a kid. I know I had Monkey Wrench, and I think I had Ripper when I was a kid, but I didn't have Torch and I didn't have Buzzer. And I certainly didn't have Thrasher. The backs of the cards. Let's see. So we've got the multilingual file cards, which, you know, I appreciate the inclusivity. Is that a word? I don't know. The diversity. I think that's kind of nice, but at the same time, it's kind of annoying. I really miss the old-fashioned file cards. The art on the bottom is super cool, though. I dig the card art, though. So, because, you know, most of the card is, they've really had to pare down what the card says to get it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 languages. All right, so let's pause it here, and I'm going to read the instructions and see how to transform this bitch. So right off the bat, I thought mine was missing missing some parts because I was looking at the instructions. And the very first instruction is to peg what looks like sort of a boot knife onto Soundwave. And I was like, I didn't see that piece when I opened it up. So just if you're getting one of these, just be aware they are in wrapped. They're wrapped in a little thing of tissue paper and taped to the back of the cardboard insert. I missed that opening up. The barrels for the minigun and Ravage's leash and the antenna were all in that little, as well as that knife, were all wrapped in that little tissue paper taped to the back of that. So heads up on that. Don't throw the packaging away until you take that piece off. So the first set of instructions has you put all of the accessories on it to finish it out in robot mode. So the engine turns into his left shoulder mounted weapon, and the dual minigun turns into his right shoulder mounted weapon. I put the antenna on there as well, and then Ravage does fit into the cassette player. The other thing that it shows you that it can do is inside the roll cage, there's a flip down foot peg stand so that the figures can sit very awkwardly in the back of the figure for while it's in robot mode. So I'm going to open one of them now. I was going to try and open this nicely. Okay. One of the other things that I'm hoping to do next year is do another walkthrough of my sweet, came with figure stand. I always need figure stands, especially now. Do another walkthrough of my collection room. I did one a couple of years ago once I got it how I wanted it, and I don't like it anymore. I've got a lot of Deltov cases and they take up a lot of space, and they actually don't hold a whole lot of stuff. So the Deltov cases are maybe not the best thing for your collection unless you've got some like really high-end stuff a little bit of really high-end stuff to keep in those. If you're trying to keep, massive collections of loose figures, they don't work for that. So what I'm doing is I found some fairly decent plexiglass shelves on Amazon for a good price. So I bought a bunch of those. I'm asking for a bunch for Christmas, and I'm going to put every loose figure I own on a wall. It's about 10 feet long by probably about 6 feet high, and it should hopefully, it's probably have to go around a corner just based on how I've got it set up and the amount of figures that I have. But I'm going to get every loose figure that I own up on a wall. No, that'll solve a couple problems for me. Number one, my basement is built over an old, I think it's borite mine. So the foundation settled before we bought the house. So they had to come in and put in like a subfloor. So my floor is not a solid slab concrete down here. So when you're walking around, figures just like tumble because the floor is not entirely stable. Yeah, it's an interesting plastic that they've used. It does kind of feel cheaper, I will give you that, but at the same time, man, I think it's gonna last. And I'll tell you what, if they started doing a whole, started just like from the beginning all over again, doing a Real American Hero figures in this style plastic and just like they did, I would buy them all. I probably would just start buying every G.I. Joe figure that came out if they did them. Because while it does kind of feel cheaper, like cheaper plastic, it's more durable and certainly way more playable. And I think this type of plastic would take paint so much better for customizing. These would be a dream to customize. So I would love to have a shit ton of these new figures. So this is how it's supposed to look. It looks really weird. Him sitting there, I was like, what are you looking at, man? I don't know. I get what they're trying to do, trying to be able to have the figure sit in the vehicle while it's in robot mode. I think that's clever. At the same time, it looks kind of goofy. So, yeah, you know, I don't know. It's all right, but it's kind of goofy at the same time. All right, I'm going to continue reading the instructions, which are very long, and transform this thing. Okay, and here it is in the vehicle mode. I think they did a pretty good job of that. I really would like to see a regular line of these. I'm kind of split on whether I would like to see them scaled for the new sculpt figures or the vintage Real American Hero figures, but regardless, I think it is a very cool toy. Transformation time, okay, I won't lie, it took me about 20 minutes to figure it out the first time. The arms I figured out pretty much on my own, but the joints in the leg have there's a lot of joints in the leg, and some of the way that it pegs into the body kind of had me flummoxed there for a minute. So I watched a video on transforming it, because the instructions for these transformers are useless as near as I can tell, and have been since the Bayformer transformers came out. So YouTube is the greatest thing for toy collectors, especially Transformer fans, for that reason. Because, like, you know, why fuck around with something when you can look at a YouTube video, which is what I should have done, like, before I even started, and just probably would take me about 5 minutes to transform this. The transformation is pretty smooth once you figure out the joints in the legs. Kind of some of the features, it does have the Gatling gun that moves with the belt up front. It has the running bars on, or foot pegs on the running bars on the sides. If you were careful, you could get 4 guys on each side plus 2 guys inside. So I mean, you could get 10 guys on this thing. 10 guys. You could get all of the Dreadnoks on this thing if you were careful, which I think is super cool. I like it. I don't know if I like it as much as I like the Striker, just because I'm not the world's biggest Dreadnought fan, but this is a nice toy. I haven't screwed around with the Ravage yet, and I haven't opened the Zorana. Actually, I'm going to open the Zorana now. But I do definitely recommend watching a video that's not mine on how to transform it. I don't have the, you know, it's one of the things we say on General Geekery. We are not technically inclined. We do this more for the content than the quality of the content. Well, that's not true. We do this for the content and not the quality of the video. I'm just not set up for studio type stuff with cameras. I'm shooting this on an iPhone. My photography skills are digital DSLR stuff, so video is not my forte. I just like to provide the content. So there are other people that are better at these videos, and hats off to them. So yeah, I like it though. Let's open the Zorana. And screw it, we're just gonna destroy the packaging. And then I did see that there's a spot inside to store the weapons while it's in alt mode, which I think is pretty cool too. Yeah, I really like these O-ring figures. I would not be opposed to them just starting from scratch and just redoing every wave of the Real American Hero figures in O-ring style, especially in this newer plastic. I would buy every last one of them, I think. So there is the Zorana. And yeah, these do not change color, which surprises no one. They did a real good job with the paint apps on mine. The little soft pink for the cheeks, the lipstick, and the eyes and the tattoo. They did a really good job on this figure. I'm not the biggest Zorana fan either, but I'm really impressed with this figure. I really like it. And figure stands. So, and then yeah, this is a nice solid toy. Let's see if I can transform it here. So the gold wings slide up. What I really like about it is the hinges. There's a lot of hinges here, and instead of breaking, they'll pop off, which is fantastic. Because if you're forcing something and it doesn't want to go that way, you're not going to break it. It's just going to pop off, which is awesome. The cage is hinged as part of the transformation. It makes it super easy to put figures in there. That's not, not necessarily, oh yeah, there's inside the doors, the weapons are supposed to fit into there, as I understand it. So yeah, the weapons will fit into the peg into the door. So taking off the engine. Fold down the sides. See, I just forgot to undo that part and it just pops off. It didn't break. It just popped off. I think the transformation is always a little weird the first time until you're used to the toy, for sure. There. There's a lot of little hidden pegs that peg it in to help keep it in robot or vehicle mode, which is pretty nice. But you got to know what you're doing to get it there. That's for sure. And I do not. But I think that's half the fun of playing with stuff like this, is just figuring it out. I always like to see if I can figure it out without the instructions or YouTube videos, but not always. And there's the robot mode. He could also hold these individual guns in his hands too, but I kind of like the shoulder mounted stuff. Maybe this way. Let's do this one. This is how we had it the first time. Yeah, there we go. And there we go. definitely a lot easier transforming it the second time, obviously. Get yourself a YouTube video that's not mine. Watch how to transform it. And then have some fun with this thing, because it's fantastic. Customizability. Don't know that you'd want to do a lot to this to customize it. It's a pretty good toy as is. The only other thing that I could think of is paint apps. The plastic is not going to take paint well. If you're wanting to weather it or something like that, it's not going to take paint well, unfortunately. If I was going to do something to this, I would primer it head to toe and repaint the whole damn thing. Even if all I was going to want to, even if all I wanted to do was weather it, I would do that. I would primer it. Why you would want to repaint it, again, different colors. I don't see the need to do any customization to this. Maybe to make it so that you could get new sculpt figures to fit inside, maybe. I don't know. There's just not a need to customize it, I don't think, aside for some weathering, which would look really cool on a Dreadnought vehicle, admittedly, because they're not going to have something that looks like it just came off the showroom floor, right? So aside from some weathering, I don't see, there's not really any need for customizing on this. Do I recommend it? It's not for everyone, that's for sure. There's a lot of people that are Transformer fans. There's a lot of people that are G.I. Joe fans. There's probably not as many people that are G.I. Joe and Transformer fans. Characterization, Soundwave for a Thunder Machine seems weird to me again. The Megatron hiss made sense. The Bumblebee Striker did not make sense. And the Soundwave Thunder Machine doesn't really make sense to me either. But at the same time, I don't hate it. I think it's a fun toy. I think there's a lot of durability in it, like there was with the Striker, to make it so that younger fans can play with it too without a big worry about it breaking. So total playability there for sure. And the price point, I don't remember what the price point is. Let's look at that real quick. Hang on a sec. Availability is still available through, I didn't check Big Bad Toy Store. It's still available through Amazon. Amazon currently, today is December 13th. So we're getting really close to the crunch time for Christmas shopping days. If you buy it now, you can get it before Christmas. It's currently $134 on Amazon, but that's who doesn't have Prime these days, right? So that's with free shipping. Pulse has it for $99 at this point in time, but you're going to pay shipping on that. So you're probably looking at roughly the same price, whether you get it from Pulse or whether you get it from Amazon. If you are a die-hard Transformer G.I. Joe crossover fan like myself, absolutely worth getting. If you are a die-hard Dreadnoughts fan, absolutely worth getting. If you're kind of in the middle, I would hold off on that. Hold off, or need something for G.I. Joe fans for Christmas, because if you get it now, you're going to get it before Christmas. This will make a fantastic Christmas present. All of that aside, if you are kind of in the middle on that, kind of mediocre, like I'm not sure, on the fence, I would recommend holding off on that right now, because currently the Megatron Hiss is listed at $59 on Amazon, and that was originally $90. And as I mentioned earlier, my co-host JD got his Bumblebee for like $49. It's back up to like $89 right now. But if you put it in your cart on Amazon and watch the prices go up and down, I think you're going to get this for a better deal in the future if you are not needing it right the fuck now. So that would be kind of my recommendation, is if you want it for your collection. I don't think this is going to sell out because the other two have not. Put it in your cart on Amazon. Wait for a price drop, because I will almost guarantee that will happen just based off the sales of the other two. So that's kind of my recommendation. Kind of to recap, the three things I always touch on. Packaging is top notch. It's a work of art. I love the G.I. Joe / Transformers box that splits in half of it's Transformers style art, half of it's G.I. Joe art. Playability, absolutely off the charts with this. Again, watch a video on how to transform it. That's not mine, because I did have a little problem with the legs. Just how the pegs worked had me flummoxed, but a video showed me that, oh, hey, okay. And I think the transformation is fairly easy for playability. I did have somebody comment on my either video or my post on Facebook saying that they hated the Striker because they couldn't figure out how to transform it. Okay, guys, it's not brain surgery. Seriously, go watch a video. It's not that hard. Took me a minute, but once you see somebody else do it, it doesn't take much. So playability is off the charts on this. I think the retro style figures are just phenomenal. Again, I still am going to go with my initial nitpick of, I would have paid an extra $20 to have Xandar in this set, and I would have paid an extra $40 to have Xandar and Thrasher in this set to really round this out. I hope at some point in time that they at least make a Thrasher for this, and definitely, and a Xandar. I hope they make both of them. If they make both of those figures, I will get those figures. But I'm really happy with these figures. I think I won't say they're worth the price of the thing alone, because this is an expensive toy. But it's like the cherry on top for sure. I didn't screw around with Ravage as of yet. Yeah, I didn't screw around with the Ravage. I'm going to do that later. But yeah, I think this is totally worth. If you're a huge Transformer G.I. Joe crossover fan, it's totally worth it. If you're just a fan of one or the other properties, I still think it's worth picking up at some point in time, but I would recommend waiting until you can get it for a better deal. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth picking up, depending on your tastes, whether you get it now or whether you wait until you get it cheaper. I think that's about all I got for this particular video. So please do all that fun social media stuff. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Let me know if you picked this up. Let me know what you thought of this. And what else would you like to see in this line? I mean, what vehicle Transformer combination would you like to see next from Hasbro, with what a Real American Hero O-ring style figure to go with it? I'm curious to see what everybody's opinion on that is. So comment below. As always, thanks for watching, and do that fun social media stuff. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Thanks for watching.